I've heard that raw eggs are safe in Japan, but also, like, if you look at a lot of the ways that quote-unquote raw eggs are served in Japan, like, commonly, um, first of all, there is, like, a freshness thing to eggs. The older they are, I believe, the more likely they are to be contaminated. But I, like, in terms, 3, 2, 1, begin the round. In terms of, like, a lot of the really common things that, like, call for a raw egg in, like, common Japanese cooking, to my knowledge, aren't actually calling for a raw egg that you will then eat raw. They are calling for a raw egg to be placed on a very hot thing, and you're essentially making egg drop soup without the soup. It's like very hot rice, and then you put a raw egg on top, and it, like, cooks it a little bit. So, like, not a lot of those things are actually, quote-unquote, a raw egg. He got the bad kind. It was just some runny yolk. Oofies, that's not great. I am sorry that one of my favorite things that I really enjoy is vegetarian Eggs Benedict. Eggs Benedict is really good. And it's like, I see the little warnings that are like, don't sue us if your undercooked egg makes you die. And it's like, listen, I'm safe about all the other ones. I don't eat raw cookie dough. But it's Eggs Benedict. How am I supposed to resist? Yeah, and also everything is far more strictly regulated than the US. Like, one of the first things they told us that when we, like, went to the UK for study abroad, is, like, yes, a lot of stuff in fast food chains tastes different. It's because the US has less regulations, and so ours is higher quality. Get got! And I'm like, yeah. That doesn't surprise me, because I worked at Starbucks. I served fast food. It doesn't look good. It is a common garnish. Huh. Here you go. Here is, also, like, if you've ever seen, like, I've seen videos that are supposed to be, like, satisfying and stuff like that, of people in Japan making, like, those big egg rolls and stuff like that, and it's like, dude, how is it the US that has cholesterol problems? It's probably from everything else we eat, but, oh my god, that's like 8 eggs. Usually water is technically drinkable out of the tap. There are, like, certain periods of time where, like, living in the US, you receive notice that it is like, hey, please don't use your tap today, there was an issue. Which always freaks me the hell out. And it's like, if I get a notice saying I can't drink the tap water, I don't take a shower that day. And it's like, I'm sorry, I might be a little stinky for a day. I don't want to bathe in dirty water. I don't want to bathe in dirty water. No. Tend to eat more plant proteins than the US in general. Yeah, that probably will do it. So it is everything else. That makes sense. I should probably, I want to get back to being more active. I need it to be, I just saw incredibly bright lightning. But didn't hear thunder, so it's probably pretty far away. But, like, I want to get back into being more active. active. But I'm so bad at being active when it's cold. This is the other reason why I need to move somewhere warm someday. Because otherwise I'm just gonna be a potato. And being a potato is bad for you. Don't be a potato. Don't be a potato. You've never gotten a boil water notice? I've gotten them a couple of times living in, like, well, living in the area I used to live in North Jersey. I think we got it twice. Because, like, we, like, shared pipe systems with a much more populated area, and just, like, a lot of people means a lot of stress on the system. And usually it wasn't actually because something went wrong, but it was because there was regular upkeep happening and they had to, like, work on something. Which is like, that makes sense, but no! Because, yeah, when you, like, replace pipe and stuff like that, stuff gets in the water. No. See, 30 degrees is still pretty cold. No matter what scale you're using. In Kelvin, it's really cold. But here, the winters go, like, they go down below 0, but, like, they average, like, high teens, mid-20s, which is a little too cold for me. 30 is a little too cold for me. Also, hey, Shoots, how's it going? I had not PB yet. We're trying. We're trying. 30 Celsius isn't cold. 30 Celsius is not cold. That's true. 30 Celsius is what, like 85? I want to say that's like 85 Fahrenheit. That conversion sounds right in my head. Shrug. It's too hot to keep your house. Okay, but hear me out. I want it to be 80 degrees always. And my friends think I'm crazy. And I say I'm just a little picky. Please do not make Pipsicle. Please do not make Pipsicle. At GDQ, Momo kept going, your room is too hot for me. Can you turn it down? And I'm like, but I need to sleep in here. We only set it to 71 or something like that. I need to sleep in here, and I can't sleep in here if it's 65 degrees. Like, absolutely not even close. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Nope, nope. 71 is, like, low for me. But I can sleep. I had a bad roll. So you had a bad roll. You prefer Fahrenheit? Which one did you grow up with, though? 71 is the minimum? I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. My parents want to set it at night to, like 63. And it's like, no. No. Don't set it to that low, because if I go downstairs and pass the thermostat and it says anything lower than like 68, I am going to change it. So, and then I'm gonna set it to whatever I want, because I can't function at 63 degrees. God, this is reminding me of my first year of college. My room didn't have, like, there was some emergency vent in the ventilation system for our room that never got opened. So the heat never came on in our room. So I would be, like, sitting in a big puffy ski coat at my desk with a blanket on my lap doing homework. It was awful. It was so bad. And, like, they were like, yeah, no, the heat should be working fine. And we were like, it isn't. Please fix. And it wasn't until, like, the week of finals that somebody came in and went, oh, your emergency vent's closed. We were like, oh, thanks. Thanks. You could have fixed this a month ago. And they turned on the heat. We've been cold. Puts the bathroom floor temperature to 80. Oh, do you have, like, the heated floors? Well, I put the bathroom floor temperature because my parents have a bathroom where the only heating or air conditioning in that room is a fan and the heated floor because it's a newer bathroom but an older house. So the bathroom was redone and they put in a heated floor because, ooh, all fancy. If you're peeling up the floor anyway, it's not nearly as expensive. But they don't have, like, good heating and air conditioning in there because it just doesn't exist. They're not about to redo the heating and air conditioning for the house. But when I turn on the heated floor, I turn it up way too high. I turn it up to like 78 or something like that because it doesn't actually work really well. It doesn't work very well. So like, if I turn it to 78, it probably sets, like, actually goes to like 73. And you know what? That's fair enough. How common is ceiling fans in living spaces? That's a question I don't know the answer to. Honestly, I can say I've never lived in a place that's had a ceiling fan, but I feel like they're decently common. I feel like they're more common in non-houses, like in businesses and stuff like that. I feel like it's more common to have like a ceiling fan, in like a room. All right, let's fail a trick. Nice! Task failed successfully. That makes sense in a desert to have more airflow. That was a really also, what pace am I on? Jesus Christ. My splat time was an 11:55. And now I'm gonna blow it, but that's okay. I can hold that 11:55 in my heart. In my heart is where it goes. It doesn't matter if I blow it. I can still be proud of the fact that I zoned out and talked about temperatures for like 15 minutes. And this run went really well. I think also, like, it might be more common in places with newer construction. It's always wild to me that, like, so much of the West Coast is just newer construction than the East Coast. And so, like, I'm very used to it being really common to have, you know, a 120-year-old building. Like, that's just really normal. Also, I didn't blow it. I'm so proud. Like, around me, like, an 120-year-old building is pretty darn common. But that's because, like, a lot of sort of colonial-era buildings in some ways got saved. And that was the East Coast. Like, the East Coast just had a lot more time for that infrastructure. Yeah, I wasn't getting the... Yo! Phoenix wasn't built until 1960? Oh my god. This is a thought I cannot comprehend. This is a pace. This is a pace, and I am happy with it. Again, I don't care if we blow it. I'm just happy to be here. Welcome again. Your Bluetooth disconnected from reality. That's such a mood. I think that's called dissociation when it happens to people. I am become Speep. Welcome to a hell of a pace. This run got a decent guava. This run got a splat time of an 11:55. It got an entry for Rhina of I think it's a 7:55, which for me that's really good. I don't do myself any favors because mentally, hi, welcome to my mental splits. But mentally, I have in my brain that the run I learned off of, which is not Jim's PB, it's Jim's previous PB. It's a 110 something. But the run I learned off of got, I believe, 146 entering Rhina's house. And I am infinitely like, but how, man? But how? How on earth do you get a 146? Alright. Do we best, or are we a little bit off? How good is my surface split, is the question right now. No, I'm a little bit off. Darn. Was closed. Also, hey, Fur. How's it going? Yeah, about 8 seconds off of best. That's not bad. Jim doesn't skip leg day even in video games. Dip. I gotta work on my legginess. 0% humidity every day of the year. I'm jealous. It is humid right now. Pride. Arkansas sounds like hell. Arkansas sounds like hell. This is why I have not visited you in Arkansas. That and I'm scared of the US South. Other than the monsoons. Not the Arkansas, no. Please don't send me to Arkansas. It's so weird, like, I still always think about doing the one-frame copy, because, hi, fun fact, we're gonna talk about the game for a hot second. If you did not know, anytime that you, press the plus button on... Also, thank you so much, Fur, for the raid. Really appreciate it. Glad your raid scouting went well. What were y'all up to? So, if you press the plus button for more than one frame, the game will open the map. And if the game opens the map, you crash. So, every time I copy a file, because that is attached to the plus button as well, I'm doing it for one frame. It is technically a one-frame trick, but it is not frame perfect, if that makes any sense. It can be any frame. Pick your favorite frame. That's the one that works. Any frame works, as long as it's not 2 frames. But, like, it's actually a very easy trick. I don't really even think about it. But, like, I do, for that one, like, very actively, like, my movement is very, very quick. Which it doesn't have to be, because in actuality, pressing a button for one frame is not difficult. Like, if you just tap a button, you probably pushed it for one frame. You know? Like, it's not bad. Smelling a monsoon? What do you think a monsoon smells like? This is not a thought I've ever had before. Also, Exto has successfully taught me how to stop doing this stupid thing. More active than average monsoon season. What counts as a monsoon as opposed to just a storm? What is a monsoon, technically? Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I'm just now getting to look up. I hope the Mario Kart 8 went well. Is this a difficult question? What is a monsoon? They're usually much more sudden. Interesting. Because obviously I don't live in a in a place with a monsoon, often preceded by a dust storm. We have hurricanes occasionally. We do not have monsoons. There we go. Petrichor? What does petrichor mean? That's such a fun word. I've definitely heard it before, and I don't remember what it means. And it's gonna bother me now. Like, this is a fun word that my brain filed under fun words I learned. And I should always remember. And then I forgot. And I've let down my brain. Oh, it's the smell of rain. A very fun word. Okay, I'll file it for real now. For realsies, we're filing it. Okay, so if you can have monsoons in a desert, can you have monsoons in a cold desert? Because I am aware that, like, cold deserts exist. They're just not commonly thought of. This has also been a good split. What the heck is going on? Again, I say this right before I mess it up, definitely. But, we'll be careful. We won't mess it up, I swear. I swear. I swear. How much time we saving? We saved 12 seconds! Could I survive a desert in the summer? Almost certainly. Might need lotion. Might need lotion. We pretty much matched my best on that. We pretty much matched my best. Could I survive in a dry desert? Probably not. There's like a bunch of enemies that spawn in there, I think. And like, I don't think I could beat a sandworm. I don't think I could be a sandworm, even if it's a pokey. Very nice. Spider jump behaved. The dry desert is a Mario thing, right? I'm pretty sure that's a Mario 64 thing, but I never played Mario 64, so I'm like second guessing myself. Alright, there we go. Not ideal movement there, but with how runs have been going tonight, there's no way that this run survives, but I'm super proud of this intro. This intro has been like my PB might not reflect my best. This does. This does. This does. This sure does. Alright, we got a grab, but it was fine. May or may not be actual monsoons. Interesting. Oh! Alright, well that's some time lost, but it's only avoided. It's fine. Is fine. Also, hey Faison, how's it going? Welcome to probably the best pace I've ever been on for early game. Even though I just lost a good like 10 seconds right there. But really solid early game. H, by the way, have no idea how we got here, but that's pretty incredible. Like, oh my god. I am off best possible time by 7 seconds. Sir. That's not the case anymore because I avoid it, but that's unheard of for me. Also, that was clean. Like, what is happening? What is happening? Okay, well, that's some bad RNG. That's also some bad RNG. That was good execution. Okay, one more. Okay, nice. Not quite optimal, but like, we're probably not losing time. Would I ever try a Skyward Sword pacifist run? Yes, it's so tempting. It's so tempting. It's so tempting. Like, okay, I'll be real. My thoughts for tomorrow. Because, if anybody wasn't here earlier, my plan is to stream tomorrow. Just a normal stream, don't worry about it. But my thoughts for tomorrow are, do we try out pacifist or do we do some rando? Yeah, we're losing like a good 10 seconds or so, but that'll happen. We only lost 5. I'd have to like look through the route. If I tried out pacifist, it would not be doing a run, it would be essentially like learning a run, which is a thing I've never really done on stream before. But might be neat. Especially like, I don't know, there are a couple of tricks that I would probably want to learn offline because they'd probably take me a while. I'd have to reteach myself how to do a cutscene wrong warp. Cutscene wrong warp's not actually that bad. They're not terrible. Pacifist rando. I don't know if that's possible. I don't know if we can cutscene wrong warp to credits via rando. But, I'd have to reteach myself how to do a cutscene wrong warp. A cutscene wrong warp is not actually that hard. It's a 2-frame trick. The same as, like, Wing Ceremony cutscene skips a 2-frame trick. But it's basing those, like, your inputs off of yourself. So, for that reason, it is a lot easier. Like, watching through the pacifist showcase, my first thought, seeing the ending, because I knew we had to cutscene wrong warp at the end. I hadn't seen the route previously, but I knew we had to cutscene wrong warp at the end, because that's how you play the credits. And, like, normally, I'm very against credits warps being, counting as the end of the game. I disagree with the Ocarina of Time community. But, under this instance, that is the only way the category works. So it makes a lot of sense. But, like, doing, like, just a cutscene wrong warp and not a cutscene wrong warp file dupe sounds so much better. Cutscene wrong warp file dupes are bad because the timing is awkward. Cutscene wrong warps themselves are, like, tight timing, but, like, you can retry it, and, like, it's not actually that bad. It's just, like, you know, takes a bit of doing. Get less reactions from me. I'm too numb to rando. See, I'm surprised that, like, I was really expecting, and I feel like I'm gonna curse myself a little bit. That I put the randomizer, like, redeem my rando settings on the, like, the channel point rewards, because, Momo was taking it off of her channel point rewards, or at least she was saying she was. I don't remember if she ever, like, actually did it. And I thought it was a funny idea, and I intentionally kind of put it in there with aggressive room for loopholes. That you can fit so many loopholes in this bad boy. The only restriction is that I have to approve of it. Like, I'm not going to do something that, I can't do, but, like, there's so much room for loopholes. You can get away with a lot. And, like, you can probably fit a lot of nonsense into the prompt, do a rando seed. And as many people as I thought have taken it to a ridiculous extreme. And the ones that, like, you know, have, incredible. Incredible. For a second, I thought I did that RBM wrong, or that bit save, not RBM, that bit save wrong, and I was like, ah! No, I did it right. I did it right. I muscle memoried and did it correctly. But, someday, we'll get more ridiculous things. Because I love the ridiculous ones. I think one of my favorite streams I've ever done was doing Robo's Seed. Spending an hour doing 2 demises. 2 demises, 1 Pippi. Horrendous anxiety ensues. But like, hell yeah. But yeah, if people are interested, I could try to learn it on stream. I think the only other trick that sounds like it would actually need, like, effort to learn, and not just, like, something I could do first try and then have to optimize. Because, like, a lot of it is not difficult to learn because you can do it at whatever pace you want. But the thing that sounds difficult is, the harp tutorial RBM? I hope there's a tutorial for that. I don't want to just listen to the forever. Anything akin to jokes don't make you laugh. Interesting. There are definitely some jokes that make me laugh. Like, I definitely am a fan of some traditionally jokey humor, but I feel like, I don't know, a lot of it seems very forced and inelegant. There we go. We got out. Listen, I just want to keep my passable pace here. You know? You think KitKat may have made a tutorial for it at one point? I feel like that, or just like, as Nuki said, somebody explain. Oh, I almost ran too far to the right. Somebody explaining the timing to me would probably work with enough practice. It's just like, that might be something that I would have to learn off stream, but like, there is a certain element of fun of learning those wild tricks, because there's something really exciting about the first couple of times you get something like that, right? Like, I absolutely adored doing, like, the Phantom Hourglass frame-perfect radial entry business, and, like, the first day I was working on it, I was like, how on earth are you supposed to do this? And then, like, you start getting it a couple times and you're like, oh, like that. I feel so neat. I did it. Which, that is a trick I'm going to have to de-rust a lot in order to run Phantom Hourglass again. Like, that is the de-rust trick. Once again, I played it safe, and I stopped holding A, so I put in bonk. Minimize your time loss. Go redeem an Ocarina of Time rando seed. That one I would probably need a lot of help with, being as I haven't played Ocarina of Time since like 2007. 2007? I think 2007. Crowd control, I think, can be really funny, as long as, like, everybody, like, there comes, like, a point where I sometimes feel like crowd controls need a safe word. Crowd controls need a safe word, you know? That, like, a lot of things like that, very similar to, like, you know, make me fight 2 demises. I would have stopped, if I was actually getting frustrated. But like, as long as we're still in the, no, I can do this, instead of the, why can't I do this? Phase of things, like, everyone's in on the joke. Like, I'm in on the joke. You know, y'all are in on the joke. We're in on this joke together. I feel like, especially with larger channels, there definitely comes a point where, like, it feels like not everyone is in on the joke anymore. It feels like the streamer has stepped out of the joke. And, like, that's one of the reasons why I don't watch crowd controls very often. Oh, it's hydrate time. How are we 38 seconds ahead? How are we 38 seconds ahead? Like, I'm really scared of this key seat now. Are sitcoms even funny, by the way? The answer is probably not. I don't trust that one. He's really high. And that one's too far to the left. Whew. Okay. Not great RNG on those first two lineups. Like, not only did I not feel comfortable doing them, I don't know anybody who would have taken those, but I feel like we've saved another 2 seconds! And we got good RNG from Mr. Lizalthos? Ugh. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The Good Place is very funny. I feel like sitcoms are funny if they are using the formula to say something. If they are just following the formula for the sake of a formula, no, not really. The Good Place does have like a lot of things that are really funny. Other weird sitcom that I enjoyed what I saw of, what's it called? I think it's called Fleabag. It's like British sitcom that's like barely a sitcom. I have seen like 2 episodes of Fleabag and I love it. A. We're pressing A. Oh. Goodbye, Nux. I have no idea how we are this far ahead. Like, oh my god. Like, this pace belongs to somebody who is not me. This pace belongs to somebody who is not me. I don't know whose. Like, I feel like this is like an average pace to be on for like Exto. But for me, oh, that's a bonk. This is not standard. We will be extra careful on that. You're off to bed? Have a good night, Bones. Thanks for hanging with us. We appreciate it. I hope the sleep is kind. Now that goes in the self-deprecation jar. Fine. Can I just give the $1 to Exto? Like, again, he's more consistent at runs than I am. Sure. When you were a kid, you thought sitcom referred to the fact that you're usually sitting while watching TV. Huh. You know what? I feel like that does probably make slightly more sense than situational comedy. Because, like, not all sitcoms are situational comedies in actuality. I feel like I very rarely watch TV. Like, a lot of the shows that were, like, really formative to me, like, none of them were sitcoms, you know? Like, a lot of the shows that were really formative to me were animated. I feel like not because I particularly wanted animated shows in my life, but because they happen to be less gory most times. We are 50 seconds ahead. We saved another 9 seconds. Gaming. Gaming. I mean, unless you're watching, the news, yeah, I feel like, YouTube is, far more informative than TV usually, and that depends on the corner of YouTube you're going to, and the news channel. D, by the way. Haven't had TV since 2017. When I was not living with my parents, I did not have TV. I didn't have any streaming services. I didn't have Netflix, I didn't have Hulu, I didn't have HBO. I just had none of it. Also, hey Randall, how's it going? Thank you for the look. Apparently I'm gonna need it to continue this pace. Because Jesus. This sure is a pace. This is sure a pace. How fast was I going? PB pace. PB pace is how fast I was going. I don't know what I am doing differently this run. Let's be a tryhard. There we go. Nice. Nobody's gonna know what I just did, but I know. And I'm proud of what I just did. I'm proud of what I just did. No TV since 2008. That's better than I can say. I've watched TV. I watched TV when I was like home during college. And I watched like Netflix and stuff after college, but other than that, that's kind of been the last I watched. I one time binge watched a single show on HBO because I had one day to watch it before my sibling's HBO account that I was borrowing ran out of its subscription. My favorite RNG! Oh, what a good boy. What a good meatball. Alright, I'm gonna play it safe because I'm so far ahead. Nice. Okay. Roll, pull sword. Nice. Okay. I played it really safe at a couple of points. That probably lost me a good couple seconds, probably like 2 or 3. But, ugh, that was scary. My little heart can't take it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, better seconds than, you know, we're still... So I did the fast ending, and the fast ending saves, half a cycle over what my PB did. So, like, we can save, like, 3 seconds, or we can lose, like, 3 seconds to being careful, and still... Why? What was this? No, that was gay by 3 seconds! No! What did I do? No! 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 No. No. What the heck? I'm so confused. Oh my god. He had a gay spell cast upon me. Also, so we got bad Keys RNG. We got bad Keys RNG. We took a third lineup. But other than that, the RNG for that segment was perfect. Scaldera can pick 3 directions to put his eyeball in. Center RNG is the worst. It has the highest failure rate because the collision gets janky when he has center RNG. But also it makes the later trick much harder. But also, like... Oh, I did it a little slow. Oopsies. Well, we're losing a little bit of time over best to that, but not over my PB. Well, now over my PB. That's okay. It was like 2 seconds. Don't worry about it. But so he can pick 3 types of RNG there. He can pick center, which as I said is bad. He can pick right or left. And because I go to the left on the first bomb that I go to, left is going to be slightly easier and slightly faster than right. Just because of the way I do Scaldera, and, like, is just the kindest RNG that he can give you. Also, don't force things. I don't know, man. I don't know. We're not going for any of the fancy tricks at this point. I don't know. Do we even go for Girahim 3.2 stun lock? Do we not go for Girahim? Like, legitimate question. Do we just not do Girahim 3.2 stun lock? I think the answer might be yes. Like, I don't know. Are there any Skyward Sword runners in chat? I think the answer is maybe 64. Jesus. But the other thing was, the Lizalfos gave me the slower RNG, which is way safer. If he winds up to attack, you lose, like, a fraction of a second, to, having to do the backflip, but then he cannot own you. He is in recoil. As long as you line up correctly, he cannot own you. He is stuck doing his recoil animation after doing a tailwind, which is excellent. That is, in my opinion, the safer RNG. That is the safer RNG. Go for it, but if it doesn't work, immediately abandon it. That's probably the best idea. Benjamin Franklin or whatever. I mean, see, Squirtles, my personal take is the exact opposite of that. Is, try or don't. It's impossible to just do something. You gotta try. But yeah, abandoning it immediately if it's not working might be the best course of action, because I don't know how much time the stun lock saves optimally, but... That was not optimal because it ate my input, but it was still fast. Not thinking during a run lead to better results, like, that is possible. That is definitely possible. I do definitely think that, like, one of the things that, can be really frustrating is that often the problem with, like, quote-unquote getting tilted is that you're now thinking about it too much and you don't just let muscle memory do things. That, like, I am not thinking about this movement right now. Now I'm thinking about my stamina management, and I went a little bit too safe. But I was not thinking about that movement. I am not thinking about what direction I'm going to roll out of this cutscene, but my thumb is already in the correct position. Because that's what muscle memory does. If I were to be thinking about, like, the correct positioning for every tiny thing, I probably would not be doing as well. I probably would be losing a lot of time. Because, just in general, like, you know, muscle memory does account for a lot of things. We're probably losing, like, I want to say, like, 5 seconds. But being a minute ahead at all during this run with my current PB is crazy. It's crazy. That's insane. That's insane. That's absolutely mental. Like, oh god. I will never have this pace of run again. That wasn't correct, but it worked out. That was a good sharp turn. Quit, don't quit, noodles. Noodles, don't noodles. There is no broth. I'm sorry, we ran out. All right. We lost less than a second. Even with a mistake, we lost less than a second. Have I seen Kung Fu Panda? I've seen the first one. I hate Kung Fu Panda. So, as a kid, I just didn't like Kung Fu Panda. As an adult, I can tell you why I didn't like Kung Fu Panda, and it is because I am made very uncomfortable by, characters whose, like, quirk is overeating. It makes me really uncomfortable. I do not like, so, like, I was predisposed to not like Kung Fu Panda. Alright, we didn't get a good angle on that one. That's good timing. There we go. But yes, I have seen the first Kung Fu Panda, and I do understand that there's, like, a lot of things in Kung Fu Panda that were quote-unquote well done, and, like, are decently, like, well put together for a children's movie. It just will never not make me uncomfortable, so, if I have my way, I will never watch Kung Fu Panda again. That being said, there was a small child at the San Diego Zoo that looked up, they were in front of us in line, and they looked up at their mother, and they went, "Hey mom, do you think the panda can fight?" Like, pointing at the panda exhibit, and the mom was like, "Oh, like Kung Fu Panda? No, that's a movie, honey." And I was like, that mom caught on fast. That mom knew exactly where that came from, and, like, maybe that child was just really into Kung Fu Panda, and this is, like, you know, just a Tuesday, but that mom speaks small child. That's, like, the thing that, like, okay, I lost a little bit of a... No! That's why I was trying to be careful, because I was trying to not get hit by the other rupee. Getting $1 is slow. Well, same, honestly. The other thing that was incredible about the San Diego Zoo, and the specifically the line to see the pandas, was that, this little boy is, like, in a stroller in front of us, right? And, it is, like, whining about, like, what's happening or something like that, and the mom is like, listen, we're just gonna wait in this line for a little bit more time, and then we're gonna get to see pandas, and you like pandas, right? And then after that, we're gonna go get lunch, and, like, you know, just, like, talking to her kid, like, you know, normal parent things. And this kid just super confidently goes, "I hate this line." Like, everyone around us was trying really hard not to laugh. Like, don't encourage the kid, but like, oh, that's funny. It was just like so matter of fact, just... Like, why are we on this line? This sucks. Like, I feel like, yeah, that mom had seen Kung Fu Panda on repeat is probably very accurate. Like, how many times did my mom have to sit with us and watch Blue's Clues again? Or, I don't know, for some reason I watched Pocahontas a million times, and so did my sibling. It was just like one of the movies we had on VHS. The movie Fantasia 2000. Yeah, no, I was like looking around at my family, like trying really hard not to laugh. Like, my parents specifically were like not like in the vicinity for that one, so afterwards we were like, dude, this child. Also, hey Grandma, how's it going? A Goofy movie? I never saw that one. Alright, we're going to need a second one because this guy didn't follow us. Alright, we're probably losing a little bit of time, partially because that was really bad RNG at the end there. Yeah, lost a couple seconds, not too much. Also, we picked up the rupee. I forgot we picked up the rupee. That's so stupid. That is not my swaggiest roll. SMH, that roll could have been swaggier. That roll could have been swaggier. Could have been swaggier. Could have been swaggier. Teach you the proper poise when you hit this cactus. Little ways to flirt and flounce. Okay, so we're not getting a sub 112. That's definitive. But I'm glad you also heard it. Is it strange for kids to watch adult cooking shows like Food Network? I don't think so. I think there is something like very comforting about like, it's the same thing of like a lot of kids will watch like craft videos and stuff like that on YouTube now in the age of YouTube content for children. That like, I think there's something really comforting and like really satisfying inherently about like a lot of cooking and crafting. And like, without any experience, kids can understand that. And so like, you know, it is the satisfaction of vicariously making something, you know? And so I think that like, you know, that does definitely appeal to kids. And like, I think cooking channel shows, like Food Network or like cooking shows in general, all in terms of like modern sort of standards fall under the like the same sort of thing as like sports, as like they are made for adults but they are made to be family friendly, you know. Good Eats was incredible. Good Eats is such a good show. Are you kidding me? That was such a good jank jump. Good Eats was such a good show. I watched that so much as a kid. Like, we occasionally, like, would get Food Network for, like, a month or so because my dad would sign up for all of the, like, trial cable packages, and then cancel them, because that is, how I watched TV for a long time. But, like, Good Eats was, like, the, on vacation, put it on immediately type of thing. Yeah, like, heck yeah. You went to I didn't even know Alton Brown had live shows. I did not know this. But yeah, I feel like a lot of kids find cooking shows very, like, comforting. Also because, like, you know, as I said, like, I have a lot of discomfort with people eating, with people, like, overeating or, like, you know, a lot of focus being on eating food, and a lot of people who have any sort of, like, residual food trauma will have that, and that goes along with, like, a lot of experiences. Like, a lot of people have minor food trauma, and, like, a lot of people just don't have a very, healthy relationship with food, because of that, in some ways, or, like, have to have a very cognizant relationship with food. And, like, one of the beauty things of cooking shows is that they're not eating shows, usually. You know? You don't have to watch people eat. So, like, a lot of times, the fact that it is food can be completely dissociated past. You do not have to think about the fact that it's food, and because of that, like, even people who have, like, food trauma and stuff like that can totally watch it. I would say it's also, like, very weird. Oh, mukbangs make me so uncomfortable. No. Cannot do. Could never. Could never. I tried to watch a video essay once about... that's not what I was supposed to do. I, like, was a little bit off in my angle there on my motion controls, and it did not like that. But that's okay. I just realized, I've never noticed that before. You can check to make sure that you have clicked file 1 in the sky by looking to see if you can see the sword on Link's back in the middle of the Triforce. Like, it's very faint, but you can see it. And that wouldn't be there if I hadn't clicked file 1. Fascinating. Fascinating. Alton Ground, Babish almost had the same trajectory in cooking spaces. I will say, I was gonna say that, like, one of the things that, like, I have had lower and lower tolerance for over the years is cooking shows that are just making meat. That, like, as a kid, I could dissociate past the fact that, like, they were cooking an animal, but as an adult, I can't. So, like, binging with Babish is one of the few things that, like, absolutely not. Because it's just too high a proportion of it is just meat, from my understanding, and, like, I am not able to deal. There we go. There's my copy menu. I feel like ASMR is very much a love it or hate it type of thing in general, right? Like, I don't know many people who are very neutral to ASMR, and I say this as somebody who is very neutral to ASMR. I have zero response in either direction. I do not have, like, the ASMR response, you know, like, the thing that people like, the, like, tinglies or whatever. No, I cannot eat seafood. So, seafood being meat is, like, debatable from a, like, you know, cultural perspective in the US, which never made sense to me, because the thing that I can't eat is large amounts of insoluble fibers, which is the only type of fiber that is in meat, and it is the only type of fiber that is in fish. So, by that metric, it is the same thing. Alright, that should be fine. Oh god. Just gotta clutch it out, right? Oh god. How y'all feeling? I'm so scared. Cause, like, a death to demise also kills this run. A death to demise would also kill this run. Ooh, you gotta want it? I do want it. I do want it. I do want it. I do want it. I want it really bad. I want a new PB. I need a new PB. You can tell I'm anxious because I'm singing. I sing when I'm nervous. Okay, we're losing some time over best, but saving some time overall. Anxious? No one would ever die to demise. Absolutely not. Okay, I hate to break it to y'all, but that was a really clean opening, and I'm confused, honestly. All right, this is do or die time, right? Do or die time. 1, 2, 3. Drop. Excellent. That was right on time. Oh my god, look at that! That placement is perfect! That placement is so perfect. 1, 2, 3. Drop. Mandatory audience participation is coming up. All right, on the count of 2, everyone. 1, 2. Whee! About as by the book as G3 Escape can go. Saving a second on G3 Escape is like kinda big. It's like kinda big. That was half a second. And that's still like, oh my god. Like, the biggest time loss I had in that was that I got too close to him at the end. And what is this? I got too close to him at the end, and because of that, he punched earlier than he was supposed to, which means that my third knockdown was better than it usually is. I ran out. That's 4 seconds time loss. I should focus. Don't crash, Pippi. Don't crash. You're over a minute ahead. Don't crash. Don't die. Just play the video game. Play the video game. I feel like I need to sing a song. Let's do a classic. In between the lines, there's a lot of obscurity. I'm not inclined to resign to maturity. If it's alright, then you're all wrong. Why dance around to the same damn song? You'd rather run when you can crawl. Oh, we're desynced. We're a little desynced. That's okay. We caught it early. Did you see how close that was? He thought about it. I know, you know that I'm not telling the truth. I know, you know, they just don't have any proof. Embrace the deception. Learn how to bend. Worst inhibitions tend to psych you out in the end. I know, you know. Okay. Are you kidding me? We're desynced really bad since loading back in, but that's okay. And yes, that was incredibly close. Oh, God. This stream will feel like yesterday when Wicked Part 2 comes out. Oh my god! Nope, it's not working. It's not working. That time I went up out of muscle memory. While I am taking a huge time loss doing this, I am doing a manipulation to mitigate it. So I am doing all I can. Okay, one bad. Okay. Alright, we're losing a lot of time, but that's okay. That's okay. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. Stabbies. That's an extra 4 seconds of time loss. I did not need to lose, but that's okay. We win the war, not the battle. I think it's one more, maybe two. Really? I did it again. It's one more. Okay! How you feeling, y'all? I'm scared. Okay. We lost 28 seconds on that. That's fine. I accept this. I accept this. And we are gonna take this nice and slow. Okay! Hard part's over. Hard part's over.